Dear brothers and sisters, this gospel today, I think, brings a lot of light in the relationship we have with each other, in our families, in our relationship with the people who are close to us, co-workers, all of that. And I think it brings a lot of light to those relationships. The first important point, we have to be able to point out what we believe is wrong from each other. Today, there's a very high sensibility, and I think it's been present over all the ages, but there's a very high sensibility to receive feedback. And feedback, dear brothers and sisters, is good for us. We should even ask for it, because it is difficult for others to give it to us. And we should, as charitably and reverently as possible, also give it to our brothers and sisters. We have to understand that it is an act of charity, and therefore it should not come out of anger or impatience of the moment and say, I'm sick and tired of you doing that. No, that's obviously not the way to do it. But it is very, very important that we do it, even that we request it among couples, married people. That is, I think, one of the very beautiful and first things that has to happen. Why? Because of what comes at the end. You see, it says that when two come together and ask for something, it is something that the Holy Spirit has done. And when two or three gather together and pray together, I am present in their midst. Now, that cannot happen if we are divided. You see, as it says in John 4, the true worshipers will worship in spirit and truth. If I am fighting with my brother and I have a division with him and we come together to pray, on what truth are we praying? On what Lord are we praying? How is the Lord going to be together there when the hearts are separated? We might be materially together and praying together, but until our hearts do not come together, it does not happen. So I think it is very important that we understand that the first part is necessary, and it is already the action of the Holy Spirit in our lives. When we overcome the difficulties and we have the bravery to be able to say with charity what we think is wrong. Finally, I just want to say a word about if he doesn't listen to the church, then treat him as you would treat a Gentile or a tax collector. I just want to give us a warning about this line. Sometimes when we read this line, it's like, treat him as like a... And Jesus, obviously, if we look at how Jesus treated tax collectors and Gentiles, he was even more charitable with them. So if you have already corrected someone the way Jesus has taught you, and have corrected this person several times, do not treat him as a stranger. Treat him with compassion, treat him with love, but obviously understanding that the hearts are separated. They're still not in communion. Obviously understanding that they have to be treated in a way so that little by little they can come to that communion. But protecting that communion through the exercise of truth, charitable truth, is really, I think, the most important thing that we can learn out of this gospel together, that Jesus might abide with us when we gather in communion.